brothers and friends, I have the honor, Sister and Brother Marshall, you will escort our honored member and his escort into the reception room. Djubek, Grand Sentinel of the Grand Chapter of California, Order of the Eastern Star, and his escort, Pat.
We're nodding to the Bible bearer.
Every blade of grass, every unfolding leaf, every flower, every snowflake and black lab are visible expressions of thy power, wisdom, and love. We pray for thy richest blessings to rest upon the Order of the Eastern Star, the Grand Family, all members and friends, but most especially those brave men and women serving in our armed forces and as first responders. Please watch over us today as we honor our Grand Sentinel John and the other Sentinels of our beautiful order. May it be their great joy to give our organization their loyal support. Guide us, teach us, love us, and when the toils of earth are past, receive us into thine eternal home. We ask this in thy name. Amen.
So may it ever be.
Singing of their national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the
family, and friends. Good afternoon. I would like to welcome all of you to Brother John's reception, and thank you for helping our chapter celebrate his selection as Grand Sentinel. It has been a very busy and exciting year for our chapter, and we have enjoyed seeing the pictures of John's and Buster's travels. John's announcement as Grand Sentinel was such a wonderful, shocking surprise. I can't believe how well kept his secret was, because we spent 5 days with Pat and John right after Sister Terry and Brother Paul visited him. So I guess we just didn't give them enough to drink. They didn't say a word. We first met Pat and John at Rainbow when John was chairman of the advisory board. And as soon as he realized I was an active parent, he invited me to join. And I did so and continued for several years. And after joining Eastern Star, Pat, John, Scott, and I became fast friends. I'm going to cry now. So John has always contributed greatly to our chapter, and he is well liked by everyone, as you can tell. We are so proud that he can represent our chapter by traveling the state. And his wonderful wife, coordinator, and secretary, Pat. Thank you again for coming. Sisters Keitha and Ruth, may we please have your welcome at this time.
With pleasure, Ruby Matron. Good afternoon. Once again, it is with pleasure that we welcome you to the reception of our Grand Sentinel and the Sentinels of California with America Rocks.
We have been given the honor of being selected as hostesses for this afternoon. So sit back and relax and let us enlighten you on our Grand Sentinel. No need to be nervous, Brother John. We don't intend to spell too many snowballs from your past.
Pat and John were initiated into Elk Grove Masonic chapter number 109 in 2009. And John has served as flag bearer, lamplighter, associate patron in 2011 and 2014, and worthy patron in 2012 and 2015. Is a life sponsor of the Eastern Star Home, and in addition to the Chapter Service Award and the Rob Morse Membership Medallion, he has also been awarded the Grand Cross of Color from Rainbow. Pat and John are the proud parents to son Joshua, who served as worthy patron of Elk Grove NISBO chapter in 2014.
When John makes a commitment, he stands by his decisions. 20 years in the Air Force, over 20 years at American River Junior College for the Vocational Education Department. He joined DeMolay in 1969 and has been a member of the Masonic Lodge for 43 years. He and Pat will celebrate 44 years of marriage at Grand Chapter this year. What a way to celebrate.
Now, John has a soft voice, and you all know the saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. This holds true for John. Just substitute the stick for a sword. A good sentinel must be diplomatic at asking questions of visitors to gain admittance. Alert, firm, able to turn people away without upsetting them. Some might think it's an easy position, but it isn't. Getting an entire book read outside the door takes
Grand Sentinel is very appropriate for John. Not only does he offer humor and fun with his clever, amazing costumes, but he is always accompanied by Buster, his sidekick, who was presented to him by the Bulldogs, former and current Sentinels, who also is very stylish with his costumes. It's always a pleasant surprise to see what regalia those two will be sporting at each event.
We could most definitely go on and on about John. He is one in a million, and words cannot express how proud and honored we are to have him serve Grand Chapter. Suffice it to say, John, you make Eastern Star fun, and Elk Grove Nisbo is lucky to have you. Again, we thank you for coming for John and for the Sentinels of California. We hope you enjoy a rockin' good time.
Okay, I want to ask, when you hear my singing, you look well to your obligations. We good? Are you ready back there? Yeah, you. Apparently need pictures. You are now. Because he goes to the door. And then they fired me. Okay. Attention, all sisters and brothers. We pay tribute to those guardians of our own galaxy, all protectors of the realm and members of our armed services, as we honor the Sentinels of our order today. If tomorrow all the things were gone I've worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And if you'll please join me in singing. And I'm proud to be an American,
where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Have you always felt the pride of being American when those words are sung? It is even more meaningful when you belong to a fraternal order such as Eastern Star, where we celebrate patriotism and the protection of our freedoms at every gathering. Just like our brave military, we reserve gratitude and prayer and thank them for their service. Our Eastern Star has heroes to revere. We have a special guard who protects and keeps us from strife. His goal is to safeguard our solemnity, even if it means his very life. The Sentinel. The Grand Sentinel is the brother we honor today. His emblem of office, crossed swords, is displayed. The symbol of protection in Eastern Star, we agree. A strong and capable custodian is the officer we see. A sentry watches over the passage to meetings we hold. He greets each with a smile and a firm handshake, we're told. Today, the Sentinel station is on the doors outside. Justice and protection are accomplished with pride. Sentinels allow only the pure of heart to enter in. They remind us of our lives should be free of sin. As the emblem is honored, placed with honor, we recall the symbols of the office is based. We pay homage to the Sentinels, the outer guard so fine, the protection the protection of the order. His crossed swords you see entwined. They are heroes today, but remember, there lives in each of us a hero awaiting to call action. Are you ready? We salute you, and America, you rock.
The chapter Sentinels of California will please retire for escort. Sister and Brother Marshall, you will retire and escort the Sentinels of California into the reception room. Brother John, we would be pleased to have you present the Sentinels of California.
Thank you. Our very own Linda Miller from Elk Grove Municipal Chapter number 109. Cliff Randall, Rio Linda, 631. Janice Parker, Primrose, 385. Phil Nedemeyer, Penryn Chapter, no number. Sandy Whiteside, Golden Gate Chapter number 1, San Francisco. Joseph Joltz, Rising Star 36. Patty Stahl, Sentinel in both Golden Ridge Star number 161 and Sebastopol number 219. Star of the Redwoods. Thank you. Jerry Marta, Delta Star chapter number 639. Jerry Benz, Linden chapter number 372. The Sentinels of California.
Past patrons who have served as Grand Sentinel will please retire for escort. Any past patrons? Sister and Brother Marshall, you will escort the past patrons who have served as Grand Sentinel into the reception room.
Always in the back.
The former Grand Sentinel.
You can't see him. Bob's too tall.
Thank you, John Music
That's wrong.
from Summit 138. Nice Ferry. Oh. Steve Johnson. Sassoon chapter.
2010.
Mr. Card? Al Wiki.
2012.
12. Scepter chapter 1. Nice. Al Wiki. All tables. No. Gary Dunn, Mission Bell 205. Richmond. Clint Marshall. Bob Lavorka.
Here.
Here. My big brother, Clint Marshall, Desert Valley 602. Former Grand Sentinels of California, Order of the Eastern Star.
On behalf of the former Grand Sentinels of California, I want to present you with this little love gift, because we love you so much. And also, on a serious note, I want to tell you how proud we are of continuing the tradition of the Grand Sentinels of California by making this year so enjoyable for everybody. You did a fantastic job, and we really love you for it. Okay, so that's it. You got it.
General Grand Chapter Committee members. Will you please step to the podium for introduction? Sisters, brothers, and friends, I have the honor to present our General Grand Chapter Committee members, Sister Martha Peters, Charters, and Brother Steve Johnson, Membership, past Grand Matron and past Grand Patron of the Grand Chapter of California, Order of the Eastern Star. Members will join me in extending the grand honors to our General Grand Chapter Committee members. Thank you very much. We are honored by a visit from our past Grand Matrons and past Grand Patrons. Will you please step to the podium for introduction? Sisters, brothers, and friends, I have the honor to present Sisters Sherry Gustafson, Danny Ray Gris, Linda Bernhardt, Chris Dias, oh, she's over there, and brothers David Von Bema, Steve Nicholas, Jim Whiteley, and Fred Lozier. I'm sorry, I don't know how to make this up. Past Grand Matrons and past Grand Patrons of the Grand Chapter of California, Order of the Eastern Star. Members will join me in extending the grand honors to our past Grand Matrons and past Grand Patrons. Thank you. Those to be presented will please refer to the program and retire at the proper time. Presentations may be made at the time of introduction. Sister and Brother Marshall, you will escort the grand officers into the reception room. Sister Terry, we would be pleased to have you introduce your grand officers.
Thank you, Worthy Matron. It is my honor to present Sisters Sharon Jazwicki, Associate Grand Matron, Scepter Chapter Orange, and Brothers Bob Pavorka, Associate Grand Patron from Linden Chapter, where he is also Worthy Patron, and Elk Grove and Nisbo Chapter in Elk Grove. I know. Tammy Kinsey, Grand Secretary from Eastern Sierra Chapter in Independence, and Debbie Von Bema, Grand Treasurer from Rose Valley Chapter in Santa Rosa. Laura Bowens, Grand Conductors from Sassoon Chapter Fairfield and Yolano Valley Chapter in Vacaville, and Kimberly Cruz, Associate Grand Conductors from Thousand Oaks, Caneo Valley Chapter in Thousand Oaks, and the audience may be seated. Pastor Roscoe, Grand Chaplain from Emerald Star Chapter in Norwalk, and the Manchester Chapter in Delhi. Debbie Sanborn, Grand Marshal, Legacy Chapter in Fresno, and she's also really matron. Robin Reeves, Grand Organist from Yorba Linda Chapter. So our star points, Kathy Solom, Grand Ada from Rio Linda Chapter and Fernwood Chapter in Sacramento, where she is worthy matron. Barbara Smelko, Grand Ruth from Channel Islands Chapter in Ventura and Canal Valley Chapter Thousand Oaks. Alice Raymond, Grand Esther from Scepter Chapter Orange. Terry Bauman, Grand Martha from Crystal Chapter in Auburn. And Christine Huff, Grand Electa from Los Cerritos Chapter in Martinez. And there we go, now I got the name down. They're so used to having who's supposed to be next to them that when, one's missing, it's like they don't know what to do. So we have Jeff Dotson, Norris Grand Warder from Yorba Linda Chapter, and, of course, our Grand Sentinel, John Djubek, from right here.
Having your wife and you have brought so much joy to this family, a lot of laughs, a lot of smiles, and I think everybody here that attended an AMI would say you made a great snowman and a great elf. So this grand family has this gift for you.
It's hermetically sealed. My name is Grand Sentinel 2019.
Marshal, you will escort the deputy grand matrons into the reception room.
It is my honor to present Sisters Joanne Gibson, who is the chairman of the deputies. And Karen Skelton from District 4, and she is the president of the Grand Matrons Association, and the audience may be seated. Elk Grove, District 15. I love that about her. And I just found out that she actually serves as an elf at the Christmas time. So, Lisa Blum, District 7. Sharon Brooks, District 8. 9. No. 19. Rhonda Raleos, District 20. Thank you. Lynn Apgar, District 28, and her buddy. Hi, Laura Askins, District 8. You can't come up. Suzanne Hughes, right here, District 9. She promises she's going to be out of the boot by Grand Chapter. Another way. And Christy Sweezy from District 2. What's with the legs in that? And Sandy Miller, District 19. Oh, not wrong. 18. Close. Okay. Sorry, did a 19. So, okay. And you want to do it?
I want to talk to John. Brother John, on behalf of the deputies of California, it's my honor to make the presentation to you. And I want to tell you that you have provided so much laughter to each of us at all of our gatherings, and you have provided the extra fun that is one of the watchwords of our year. And we thank you very much. And here's a love gift for you.
Thank you.
The grant representative will please rise for recognition. You are like the stars in our American flag, representing the states of our great nation. It is wonderful to have you with us today. Thank you so much for being here. The worthy matrons and worthy patrons will please rise for recognition. As worthy matrons and worthy patrons, you are the presidents of our chapters. Americans are blessed to be able to elect our presidents, just as an Eastern Star. Thank you for running for the presidency of your chapters for the year. We are so happy you could join us today. The escorts of our worthy Grand Matron and our worthy Grand Patron will please rise for introduction. I have the pleasure to present Brother Gary Ewing, past patron of Rose Valley Chapter, and Grand Representative 2014 and 2015, escort of our worthy Grand Matron, and Sister Corinne LaCroix, past matron of Upland Chapter, member of Stardust Chapter, and Deputy Grand Matron in 2014 and 2015, wife of our worthy Grand Patron. Worthy Grand Matron, we would be pleased to have you make special introductions at this time.
Thank you very much. Would the escorts of our distinguished members please stand? Okay. All right, I'll start. We have Sister Jerry Jones, escort to Brother Glenn. Glenda Johnson, escort to Brother Steve. Trying to do this in order. Chris Dias, escort to our Sherry Whiteley, escort to Brother Jim. Simon Dias, escort to Sister Chris. And Sister Gibney, escort to Brother Fred. And Pat Caceres, escort to Mommy Martha. There we go. Over in the corner. Any back here? No, Debbie escorts Brother Dave. Okay, thank you all so much for being here. Would the escorts of our grand officers, our snowplows, please stand? Oh, you guys look so good. I'll keep your eye. Starting here, brothers. Al Jazwicki, escort to our Sister Sharon, and then Havorka, escort to Brother Bob. Andy Valens, escort to Sister Laura. Marlene Leslie, escort to Sister Kimberly. Laura Orozco, escort to Brother Larry. And Kathy Brandt, escort to Sister Debbie. Janet, Beatty, I was going to say Beasley, and that was right. Janet Beatty, escort to Sister Robin. Bill Solon, escort to our Sister Kathy, and you're actually in the right order this time. Barbara Weaver, escort to Sister Barbara. Marlene Morello, escort to Sister Terry. Joe Huff, escort to Sister Christine. And Sue Snyder, escort to Brother Jeff. And Pat Djubek. Does anybody not know who that is? And she keeps our Brother John on track. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you. And would the escorts of our Deputy Grand Matrons and Grand Representatives please stand? Thank you all so much. Escorts are amazing and awesome. Thank you all the time.
The past matrons and past patrons of Elk Grove Masonic Chapter, not previously introduced, will please rise for recognition. Thank you. Worthy patron, I invite you to preside.
It's almost time to eat. Thank you, worthy matron. John, you gave our country over 20 years of your service and continue serving it through Eastern Star. George Washington said, happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. You must be one of the happiest men alive. Thank you for your selfless service, brother. Sisters, brothers, and friends, I have the honor to present Sister Terry Ewing, worthy Grand Matron, and Brother Paul LaCroix, worthy Grand Patron. We would be pleased to hear from you at this time.
I have to say, I think John's been a little bit nervous about what we might say, because there's a fair amount we could say. A few tidbits. So, America Rocks is a terrific theme. We look around this room and see all this red, white, blue, and we should all be inspired and thrilled and feel, just like going out and saying Yahoo to everybody. What a great theme for our brother John. This afternoon has been awesome, from the presiding and the floor work to the decorations to the food that I'm smelling right now, and I know will be delicious following the reception. But the grand finale fireworks today is all the friends that are gathered here to share in the fun and fellowship with our Grand Sentinel, John, and the Sentinels throughout our great state. And it is a great state and a great country. Despite everything going on around us, we all have much to be grateful for, and I'm sure it's inspiring to everyone in this room to have the opportunity to rejoice in the values, friendships, and the fun of our order.
Yes, that is true. And I also thank everyone for all of their hard work that has gone into making this such an awesome day. It is the perfect thank you for our kind and loving Grand Sentinel.
Well, not always so kind. We'll get to the not so nice stuff, especially around ice cream a little later. But for now, let's talk about the ask. It was on Sunday, February 18th, 2018.
We had a hard time getting a hold of John. We kept hoping that he would show up at an AMI, but no luck. We even asked Bob Havorka to try and get him and Pat out to an AMI, but no luck. Then Bob offered to have them over for dinner, and he asked them to come over 2 different times, but no luck. So I finally called John, and guess what? No luck. I had to leave a message. So he finally got back to me. And I told him that we would like to come over, or that I would like to come over and talk to him and Pat about a committee appointment that required a husband and wife. And he said, well, Pat was at a rainbow function and he was picking her up in about an hour, and we could come over after that. So
we've been up north for an AMI and an AMI and OV. What's an OVI? So we drove home from Fortuna, and we just stopped at a restaurant and we were having dinner. So we just ordered the food when the call came. So we were able to cancel the order. We quickly dropped Gary and Corinne off at our house, and then we headed off to Elk Grove. And our dinner turned out to be drive-through Jack in the Box. Which is not the first or last time for that.
When we got over there to John's house, he let me in, and Pat was right there with him. They were both shocked and surprised when they realized that the person behind me wasn't Corinne, that it was Terry. So then we went into the dining room and we sat down at their table, and we popped the question. They said, "We think you made a mistake. Are you sure you have the right people?" They asked some more questions. They asked some really good questions. And that was in between the, "Are you sure you have the right people?" Then they finally said, "Well, we need some time to think about it." And so they sat there and they talked about it for 30 seconds. And then they asked us, "You sure you have the right people?" And we said yes.
So I actually wrote down John's exact words, which were, "Well, let's don't just pussyfoot around. Let's just give him the answer." And thankfully it was yes. This one had been created because we had to make them think we were just in the area, since we were being low-key about what we wanted. But it was already evening, and we didn't want to be arriving too late, because that would have seemed weird to them. Use that a lot, just weird. So let's just say we made that 100 miles from Roner Park to Elk Grove in record time.
Maybe they just said yes so they'd get us out of the house.
Could be. John has been a dedicated and fun Grand Sentinel. When we are traveling, he and Pat, aka Peppermint Patty, are always there to make sure we arrive to our destination safe and sound. Besides helping on the road, both he and Pat are always willing to do absolutely anything to help us. He arranged for a friend, which is Lou, to make our adorable giggles and signboard that went to all the OVs with us to indicate which district we were in.
Do you think this is a good time to talk a bit about the OVs?
Sure. I know they both have been wondering when the dirt was going to fly. I will start out nicely and say that John was very creative with his Sentinel costumes. I'm not sure how he managed to get into the snowman suit that Olaf wore for Revelations. I mean, there was quite a difference in size between the two.
Didn't you notice his voice went up a little bit?
I tried not to go there. I was just so touched asked when after I broke my wrist in a car accident, both his Elmo and Giggle's personas appeared in splints and casts to match mine. It was very sweet.
Yes, John had some fun costumes and articles. Looks like we're leaving the poop part to me.
Well, that only seems right since you were in on the prank from the beginning.
So we were down in Escondido, and Brother John came to me at breakfast, and he says, I want to do something, but I want to get permission first.
Where should I get the permission from? I'm out of the picture. Which is
So I
actually a
said,
good
well,
thing.
what do you want to do? So he told me, and I said, sounds good to me. So we went to the AMI and proceeded on with the day. And I don't even know, about halfway through the day, John comes in and he goes, these AMIs are they're just wearing me down. I just get so tired, I'm pooped. And then these snowballs started falling out. It was great for me because I was the only one in the room that knew what was going to happen. So I got to watch all the expressions, especially on the worthy Grand Matron. And also the warder, who just had the most perfect face.
He was looking at there and he was watching, he was like, we didn't have it on film.
But then I got in trouble later. Pat gave me the Dickens.
Yeah, she told him never again. So now I'll explain about the not so nice experience with John around the ice cream. So it was the very beginning of our year, and right after it was either Grand Officer School, Deputy Grand Matron School, and we had an ice cream Sunday bar. It's either snack or dessert, doesn't matter. But I love ice cream. So these people we're all still getting to know each other and you know, their quirks and their personalities. So I'm going by with my bowl of ice cream, and John says, oh, you're having a second bowl of ice cream. I thought like, okay, and you know that why? Well, you're the worthy Grand Matron, so I know you were first in line, and we all got our ice cream. So that was, it's your second bowl. And I wasn't quite sure what to say, I mean, it was right.
John understood protocol.
Yeah. But I made a mental note to use that one again a little later. So that's as bad as it gets. Okay, and so, but we have had a lot of fun through the year, and he has been very good about bringing me ice cream frequently. And his latest one was also kind of like Bailey's, and they sent me a text one day that they found strawberry Bailey's at is that the commissary? Yeah. And then we thought it went from there with how good that would be over a little ice cream. So we've had that a time or two. We call that the Wimbledon, strawberries and cream dessert.
John can also be a kick at restaurants. On our way to the Arizona Grand Chapter a few weeks ago, we stopped for dinner at this restaurant, and John ordered a hamburger. So the waitress asked him, would you like cheese on that? We have American, Gouda, Swiss.
No, I think we got a picture of it. Oh, they're stuck together. Okay.
And John, you know, so the waitress looks at him, and John goes, I'll have American. So she goes through and names all these cheeses off again, because American's not part of them. And John just says, I guess I'll have none.
Everyone just looking at mine, huh? Yeah. Okay. So, yes, John and his faithful sidekick, Pat, have been a lot of fun this year.
Would you please join us up here, John and Patty?
You gotta hear about this enough. So you two have done so much for all of us. Not only do you faithfully supply our after-hours doghouse fixings, but you constantly ask what else you can do to help at any time, anywhere. Along with your traveling buddy, Buster, you have nearly been to absolutely everything that we have had on our calendar, and you always bring your enthusiasm and your good cheer and your good humor. And even though Pat may roll her eyes or bury her head at times, it's obvious you two are a team and love and support each other very much.
We thank you both for all you've done to make us shine. in 2019. Love you. Thank you very much. My pleasure. All right, sisters, brothers, and friends, I have the honor to present Brother Steve Johnson, General Grand Chapter Committee membership, and Sister Linda Bernhard, past Grand Matron. We would be pleased to hear from you at this time.
How do we follow that? Just wondering, how do we follow her? Him, them. I don't know who. This afternoon, we're here to honor our Grand Sentinel, John Djubek, and the Sentinels of California, Order of the Eastern Star. We always enjoy being able to speak at a Grand Officer's reception. This is where their busy schedule starts to slow down, and we can start paying tribute to these dedicated members of our order. I want to go off script except for Sharon and Al. And Annette and Clop, it's not slowing down for them.
That was cool.
Boy, are we excited.
The station of Sentinel is one of the most important in the chapter. The security of the chapter depends on the Sentinel's watchful eye. The Sentinels are the dedicated members of our order that are willing to sit alone outside the door by themselves while their chapter business is being conducted. In 2010, I had the honor of being asked to serve as Grand Sentinel by our sister Beverly Wade and brother Larry Coffin. I have many wonderful memories of running up and down the state with the Grand family. This was when I really learned that Sentinels really do rule.
Nice try.
Yeah, in your world, baby. To me, they only rock. Steve and I first got to see how valuable John was to his chapter when he first served as worthy patron with Suzanne Hughes during our year. I must go off script one more time. This chapter had Suzanne Hughes, not Hughes. No, she had put in a Z. And somewhere John had to put an extra J. So we had to learn their names after reading them promptly. It was always a pleasure to see John and his wife Patricia, who was associate conductress that year, at so many of our functions throughout California. Because of this, we were not surprised when Terry and Paul revealed him as their Grand Sentinel.
I had the pleasure to observe John in his duties at the outer door this year during some of their schools of instruction. His work was flawless, and he looked like he was really having a good time. It was also good to see that he kept his warder on his toes. Because you have to do that, because really warders are just Sentinel wannabes.
Be careful, Steve.
Al Jeswick told me to say that. And since our worthy Grand Matron is our grand paternal daughter, doesn't that make John sort of our grandchild?
Wow.
Without gifts.
No money, no allowance. The chapters have always depended on their sentinels to conduct the ritual of our order with appropriate secrecy. Many people never think about how the sentinel is one of the first floor officers that we observe at official visits. Did they touch the door? Were they there when the door was open? We know that with California sentinels, and this is not a problem, and certainly not with John. And Steve, in a very, very, very roundabout way, very distorted, Yes, John is our paternal grandchild. If anybody wants to know how, see me later.
I've never been able to serve in my own chapter as Sentinel. My first and only time was when I was asked to be Grand Sentinel, but I hope someday I will be able to hold this position of honor in my chapter.
I hope you can. Because you did a fabulous job.
Yes.
I was there. Once again, we want to congratulate all of the Sentinels, and especially John today, as our Grand Sentinel of California, Order of the Eastern Star.
And Sentinels really do rule.
All right, members who have served our order for 50 years or more will please rise for recognition. George Washington said, "Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pains to bring it to light." Well, truth is that you are the light that shines in our chapters. Thank you for your service. The Masonic dignitaries will please rise for recognition. There we go. Thank you for assisting us. The presiding officers of other Masonic organizations will please rise for recognition. Thank you for attending and supporting our board. Sisters, brothers, and friends, I have the pleasure to present Pat Djubek, who will present our honored member.
Thank you so much, worthy patron. I believe in most marriages, it's a rare thing for a spouse to be able to speak publicly about their partner. I would never let this opportunity pass me by. After almost 45 years of marriage, my chances finally come. As many of you know, and some of you were there, John and I met at the Eastern Star Temple in Sacramento after a rainbow meeting. His sister was in one of the assemblies in the same district as my assembly. I thought he was too nerdy to get much of my attention, but as the months went on, I realized he was a very nice guy, and it wasn't too long after our first date that I realized he would be a wonderful person with whom to go through life. We've been through many of the ups and downs that married couples go through, but we've also had some amazing adventures. The 20 years that John served in the Air Force proved to be exciting, fun, lonely, and full of things that many people never get to experience. Incredible weather, temperatures way below freezing, humidity to frizz your hair in moments, snow in the desert, flash floods, and thunderstorms loud enough to scare a meteorologist. Sights like the hot air balloon races in Albuquerque, the 100th Wimbledon tennis tournament, a royal wedding, shuttle landings and takeoffs, and many, way too many blizzards. And of course, a wonderful, crazy son with whom to share it all. It has been an adventure. At this time, I would like to just introduce our family and friends, and if you'd like to just wave, that would be great, and we'd like to thank you so much for joining us today. Our son, Josh, his fiancée, Michelle, Michelle's mom, Edna, her daughters, Carly, her friend, thanks, Carly, and her friend, Marcus, yeah, her other daughter, Becca, my cousins, Pam Alexander and Sue and Wally Clark, who are all Masonically affiliated in some way. I'll just say that about all of you. Our pseudo-granddaughter, Rachel Grondin, who's in the back with the camera in her face, her fiance, Brian Montauban. Our cat Danica, special friend, it doesn't look like Brenda's here. Oh, but I do want to thank both her and Josh and Michelle and our friend Bridget for all of the care that they've given to Danica this year. She thinks she might go home with one of them sometimes, but we convinced her that we really will come home and stay home one day. We have so many friends from near and far, from our rainbow days. Karen Skelton, who was grand musician the year that I was grand outer. Linda Elkin, who was grand worthy advisor the year before I was a grand officer. Jeannie Benedict, I know you're here because I saw you, who we met in North Dakota, and her husband Orrin, and they are residents of the Masonic home. Carolyn Hansen, Gail and Jerry Marta, who all came from out of state to be here, and we thank you so much for all you've done for today. While John and I met through the Masonic orders, our life together has had times filled with Masonic activities and years without attending a single event. We were mother advisor and chapter dad together at the same time in one decade, and then there were at least 3 years where we didn't set foot in a Masonic lodge because we were stationed in England. We visited Rainbow in every state that we lived in. John joined lodge, Scottish Rite, and Shrine in New Mexico. When Terry and Paul came to our home to ask John to be one of their snowballs, the days that followed were filled with total disbelief. Our Eastern Star careers have been relatively short compared to many in our order. But we have met some amazing and wonderful people who are so loving, and we've become very close, which made it very easy for John to say yes. So many people have told me this year that John is perfect for the antics that he has pulled when the door is opened. Okay. So I made a little error, and my last page isn't here, but I can wing it. However, I absolutely did not sanction the snow cleanup. In fact, I told him no several times. But with the help of Al Jazwicki and Brother Paul, it came to happen anyway. And I know, too, that Joe Huff had a bit of time with helping John in and out of costumes as well. Our life together has been an adventure, and we've been very lucky and blessed to have the life that we have. And it is with my honor, much pride, that I introduce Brother John Djubek, Grand Sentinel of the Grand Chapter of California, Order of the Eastern
When I first thought about my reception, I immediately knew I would have the red, white, and blue, as it represents my time in the Air Force. I wanted to honor the Sentinels with a theme that centered around the symbolism of protection of the chapter. But then I thought about the Superior Association group, appropriately named as Bulldogs. It came to mind. The Bulldogs gave me this little mascot, Buster, to travel with around the state. Buster has had his picture taken with many of the Sentinels throughout the state, and I hope that has brought a smile to the wonderful Sentinels who have guarded our chapters this year. This reception has been planned with appreciation for your service to our order. I want to thank the Sentinels I met this year for being so kind and welcoming. And as most of you have heard, Buster and the Sentinels rock.
Today.
In time, this brought Buster together with the Grand Officers Elmos. Since then, they became Buster and the MOS. And they have been rocking it together wherever we go. So you put the patriotic colors with that thought, and you have America Rocks. To me, Sentinels Rock means the Sentinels can bring some fun to the chapter. a necessity if our order is to survive. Open the door to fun, friendship, and a love of our order's values. So remember that you don't quit playing because you grow old. You grow old because you quit playing. We wouldn't be here this afternoon without Sister Terry Ewing and Brother Paul LaCroix, whom I want to thank for this appointment. It has changed my life. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm so happy to know that all of the snowballs and their escorts will forever be a part of my life. Thank you both so much for this opportunity. Pat and I love you both. To the 2019 Grand family, I now have one more Eastern Star family forever. Let's keep rocking it. Our chapter is blessed with people who are talented and hardworking. I want to thank all of you who had any part in this reception. The reception officers are those people who have had an important part in my Eastern Star life. I asked them to do some different parts than their usual ones. Each one embraced the idea, and I hope you had fun doing it. You are all wonderful, and I thank you. I want to thank all the members of our chapter for your love and support this year. You'll never know how great it is to come home to those you've known the longest and to see you at events around the state. To Suzanne, my first Eastern Star wife, I'm so proud of you and your year as Deputy Grand Matron. Another enjoyable year together. On Pat's behalf, I would like to thank those who have helped with the gifts today, especially Lou Grondin, who made our beautiful new Sentinels emblem and the table decorations. They are truly grand. And Gail Marta, who made the yummy cookies. They are delicious. This year has been like most in our lives, one filled with much happiness, sadness, and challenges. There is one couple who made all the difference, Keith and Lou Grondin. You will always have my undying gratitude for all the hours you have given in support of me, Pat, and this reception. And it is with that gratitude and brotherly love that I announce that Lou will serve as my page at Grand Chapter. Well, I can't go without saying thank you to the most important person in my life, and that's my dad. When we marched into the tomb, you'll never walk again. You'll never walk alone. And we never walk again. But that's one of her favorite songs that I have played at our installation in 2015 to tell her that she would never walk alone during her term. And she has never let me walk alone during this term. And I thank you. What is your favorite color? She's truly the one that does everything. Plans the trips, makes the reservations, lays down the track. I drive the train, but she lays down the track and tells me where to go, and usually how to get there. Thank you all for coming today, and remember, Sentinels rock.
Worthy matron, is my desire to be
presentations. Anyone wishing to make a presentation may do so at this time.
I watched it yesterday.
Beautiful.
Like this?
Get out. No, I didn't bring it.
Hi everyone, my name is Margaret Lund. I'm a member of New Hope Chapter, and I'm also a member of the Superior Bulldog Association, and these are my fellow Bulldogs, including John. And we are past, present, Bulldogs or Sentinels and their family members in assorted ways, their spouses. And this organization has been around for at least 70 years. And we get together when we feel like it. And we have official meetings and lots of food. And we have been blessed with having John visit our group and become an official member, of course. So we're looking forward to being able to see him now that his journey is almost over. So on behalf of the Superior Bulldogs, I'd like to present you with this little gift. Give me that. Yeah. Okay.
It's a cute bulldog cup. Thank you.
As much as we love John, Buster is also a very important part of our group. And even though his journey is almost over, he has become a special forever member of the family. And when he goes to visit places, he needs a place to stay. And he needs a special spot where he can call home. So for Buster.
Any other presentations?
Any other presentations? Okay, well, this one's from the chapter, and, so I think I got everybody to sign it, so, we just want to let you know how much we have enjoyed watching you travel up and down, and how proud we are of you. I'm so thrilled that you, were selected Grand Sentinel, so. It's just a little, gift from us to you.
Thank you.
Use it wisely.
You have no idea how hard it was to be quiet at our trip.
We went right after, we went on a long, 5-day trip, and they didn't say a word to us, so that's what I'm saying. We didn't give them enough to drink. Ready?
We need you to go on the.
Oh, yes, just follow me down here.
You're gonna need this.
Oh dear.
With this Masonic sword, I dub thee Sir John of Elk Grove, Sir John, you may please rise. Accept this Masonic sword as a token of our love and appreciation from the chapter.
There's a silver star up here and a Masonic emblem down here.
All presentations done? Let us unite in, Let us unite in singing our closing ode. Please join us in repeating the Mispah benediction and join us for refreshments in the dining room after the 50-year members and distinguished and honored guests and members in the East have retired. May the
Lord watch between me and thee, while we are absent one from the other.
Please follow the marshals.
Orders will always rule, Jeff. He who controls the camera.
They said I looked like a fool sitting up there in front yesterday. Thank you much.
Not? Who said that?
They said it looked like you were sleeping up there.
I can't control that.
Well, I was, but...
You're welcome, Roseanne. All right, everybody. I will see you again at Revelations